what? So they read in the book too. Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great. And turn them from darkness to light.
It's a reason why this thing's happening. It's a reason why this history is always pushed in our face.
Well, first of all, it is bad of them. I mean, they were ignorant. They come from the cave. They didn't even know how to clean their ass. Okay? It was the Moors that showed them what to do. They sit up there making a damn rat, a cat, and all this bullshit. Okay? To eat their shit. Okay, we didn't have that because we knew that. Right. We were civilized. They was uncivilized.
Right. Do you know how we were civilized? Do you know what under, I would say, laws that we was under, that we always abide by as a people, as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans?
Well, you know, I believe that they were very good. They come from spirituality. Okay. That's where this is from. And then when the evil white man came, you know, I mean, ooh. But anyway, I gotta go. It was a good thing. I know about that.
I want to have the understanding of why we went through this certain situation. It's a reason why our people went through this. It's not just a coincidence. Us being the most.
I believe it's education.
Right. Us being the most powerful people on the earth.
Education.
Be able to invent all these different things that we use on a daily basis while we was into slavery. Why the white man being a base man, like you said, we had to teach him the ways.
That's right.
How he was able to get over us.
Right.
And do you believe in the Bible?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna read something for you in the Bible. Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. Bring it out. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Do you know what hearken means?
Say it again.
Do you know what hearken means?
Talk.
I mean, no, listen.
Listen.
If you don't listen.
I got you.
All right.
I mean, that said the exact word you want.
Okay.
But I got it.
Okay.
I got it in this woman. I told you I got pictures of ancestors all over my house.
Now that's beautiful.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if you don't listen to the Most High,
to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Most High said, if you don't follow the law, statutes, commandments, all these curses
well, it's happening
is going to come
now.
upon you. Right, exactly.
It's happening right now. Okay?
Deuteronomy 28:58. If thou
48, 46.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So if you serve what?
Shall serve thine enemies.
So we were saying slavery and counterfeit, right? Serving our enemies, right?
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger,
in what?
In hunger, and in thirst.
And in thirst. So in everything that we needed the so-called white man in the time of slavery.
It goes back.
One moment, sister.
Okay.
One moment, sister. In the time of slavery, we needed them as far as what we for everything that we needed, for hunger, for thirst, or anything that gave us that we had to take. Continue, okay?
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness, meaning in clothing. Everything that we get from what? We get from the so-called white man. We pick all the cotton. We literally pick billions and billions of cotton of the industry and make that industry thrive.
Right.
So that was the whole thing to going in the cotton field. Jump down to 16, King. Back to 16.
Verse 16.
Watch this, sister.
Cursed shall thy be in the city.
Cursed that what?
Cursed shall thy be in the city.
We're going to be cursed in the city. Who's living in the ghettos and the slums? Us. Our people. We live in the projects. We in the low income housing.
Just talked about it.
That's us. That's our.
But see, getting back to that right there, at that particular time.
One moment, sister. One more.
And cursed shall thy be in the field.
And what?
And cursed shall thy be in the field.
That's our history. Cursed shall be in the field.
Okay,
Literally.
we were cursed.
We was literally cursed.
Okay.
Exactly.
Why was we cursed?
Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Read
Because
it.
we didn't know.
No, read it again.
Verse Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass.
It what?
But it shall come to pass.
So it shall come to pass if you what?
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy
So
God.
we got into this position. We got cursed. Why? Because we didn't hearken to the Most High God. What we didn't hearken to, King?
To observe to do all his commandments.
To what?
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake
So
thee.
that's why. It wasn't just a coincidence that the Most High said, "Oh, we the best people in the world.
Right.
He chosen us out of all nations of the earth. Now we're gonna be cursed." No, we didn't follow His law,
Well,
statutes,
you
and
know,
commandments.
I tell you, I never really looked at it that way.
That's how you gotta look at it, sister.
I never really looked at it like we were cursed. I always thought that they was ignorant. And they, you know, we didn't have the guns, the power to fight these people. They were more powerful than we were because they came and they scoped us out. Okay, they just didn't take us.
Right.
They went to see. They went to see what we was all about.
That's right.
Okay, we were friendly, kind. I mean, we were just friendly, kind people.
Deuteronomy 28 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall.
So like the king. So the fruit of our labors, everything that we built upon, we built, like I said, we built the cotton industry, we built the White House, we built these railroads, we built everything in this society. What happened, King?
Shall a nation with which thou knowest not.
So the nation that we know is not what's what? The so-called the England, the Europeans. Like you said we didn't know their language. We didn't. We didn't speak English. We spoke Hebrew, sister, because that's where we're from. We the Hebrew Israelites.
That's
so
right.
So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Well,
we
you know
spoke
what?
Hebrew.
I just want to thank you for inviting me,
All
and
praises,
giving me more power for what I need to know to teach my people, my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids. What you just told me.
Yeah, that's
You know, I always knew that, you know, we was lame ducks. Pretty much.
Let me hear get the reason.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 8. When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
So that's our lot of inheritance. That's the thing you're supposed to be teaching your children. Go to Joe chapter
What church
88.
do you guys, you guys got a church?
This is the church right now. Sister, when two or more gather together in the name of the Most High.
Well, I know the church is not a building, okay?
Exactly. Yeah,
All
Joe
right,
chapter
but I just wanted to know if you guys had a office or what. So you just go from places to places.
This is where we at, sister. We out here in Walmart and Richmond.
But anyway, I got to go.
Okay, sister.
Okay,
I
and
want
I-
to let you know that you'll be a Hebrew Israelite, sister. That's
right.
So you got to come back to the Most High.
That's right.
Wholeheartedly repent and keep the commandments, because that's what it's all about. That's the reason why we in this position
Well,
today.
tell me about this. What do you think about heaven and hell?
Heaven and
And
hell.
tell me who's in heaven, and tell me who's in hell.
Let me get Jonah chapter 2 verse 1. So heaven, you know, we can use it as I should say like a higher state. Sometimes they can use it as a higher state.
Because I don't think nobody's dead.
Well, no, look, they are dead.
I
but
don't, well,
are
their
asleep. They passed
skin
away.
is. I mean, this is not supposed to live forever and ever. But I still is.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
And I tell you, I was dead. I was dead, and I knew exactly what happened to me.
Ezekiel chapter 37.
Okay? I knew exactly. I was dead. Okay? And I told my mother everything that happened to me. And I still remember it to this day. Okay? I was as live as I am now. They the ones that didn't know I was dead.
You got Jonah.
This is the book of Jonah, chapter 2, verse 1.
So, sister, so hell and heaven could be either a state or actually being at a higher position. And hell also as well. Continue to read this from me.
Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord his God out of the fish's belly and said, I cry by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord,
So he cried unto his affliction. Continue on, King.
and he heard me out of the belly of hell. Cried I, out of the belly of hell.
So literally the belly of hell is not literally the hell underneath the ground that we should say Greek mythology.
It's the head that's inside you.
It's a state system,
know?
or it could be meaning grave. It could mean a state or literally meaning grave, or you in the grave sense, right? So in this context, Jonah's literally saying that his affliction is what is hell to him. Because why? He's in that affliction, and where he's at, he's in the hell.
Anyway, I love you, and I really gotta go.
All right,
You know what you're waiting for me.
Sister, we just want you to come back to the Most High wholeheartedly. We want to give you the tools to do that. Because to understand the tools and the things that we need to do, we got to come back to the Most High, come back to the law. And this is our heritage. This is the things that we're supposed to teach our children. This is the things that we're supposed to teach our ancestors. You know? And
Well, what do you think about what happened to the children?
that's not in the 10 in Exodus. Exodus chapter 20. Can I give you some commandments that's not in the 10? Let me get Leviticus.
Give me two, because I gotta
I'm gonna give you 2.
Okay.
Get Leviticus 11. And get Numbers 30. Number 35.
This is the book of Leviticus.
Isn't that the 5 books of Moses?
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
You know what swine is? What is swine? Pig. Let's see what the Most High talks about pig. How he talks about it.
Though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud.
So he's cloven footed. He has the cloven footed, but he don't choose the cut. That means he don't properly digest his food properly, right?
He is unclean to you.
He is what?
He is unclean to you.
The Most High said the pig is unclean to you. So do you eat pork now? Okay. The Most High says what?
I do. But he also said, it's also said that everything he makes is good.
Get the last verse. Get the last verse in Leviticus 11.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verse 43. Ye shall not make, ye shall not make yourselves abominable with.
He says you should not make yourself abominable.
With any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them.
So you shouldn't make yourself unclean with them.
That ye should be defiled thereby.
So you should be defiled thereby. You're kind of the last verse.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verse 47. To make a difference between the unclean.
So he made a difference between unclean
and the clean
animals that we should eat.
Right.
And between the beasts that may be eaten and the beasts that may not be eaten.
He made a difference between what should be eaten and what should not be eaten.
That's right.
So we can't change what the Most High has put into play. Yeah, he made all creatures, he made all men, but he specifically said, do not eat pig because it's unclean to you.
I mean, everybody knows this, but everybody.
Do everybody know this?
Yeah, they do. I know it.
You might not know. I mean, you may know, but not everybody in the world. Because a lot of people love pork bacon. A lot of people love pork ribs.
Yeah, they do.
Right?
They're gonna eat it.
They're going to eat it, but what's going to happen to them? Let's get Isaiah chapter 66 and 15. This is going to happen to everybody that eats pig when Jesus Christ come back.
So what are you saying? I mean, I never heard this one before. I never heard you are not to eat pork.
Mm-hmm.
And when Jesus Christ come back, and if you eat pork, what?
This is going to happen.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, and verse 17. They that sanctify themselves.
Start at 15, King.
It's like verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
So he going to come with what?
With fire.
He going to come with what?
With fire.
He going to come with fire. So we all know how he coming back.
And with his chariots like a whirlwind.
So with his chariots like a whirlwind. So we know this is going to future prophecy.
To render his anger with fury.
To what?
To render his anger with fury. And his rebuke with flames of fire.
So we rebuke with flames of fire. So that's not coming back nicely.
Okay, I'm confused. Because we have a New Testament and we have Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus says, I will come.
Have he came?
Not yet.
Right. So this is literally
Wait a
saying.
minute, I'm not finished.
Okay, go ahead,
He
sister.
said-
I wasn't finished either, but
Okay, well, I
go
gotta
ahead.
go. I've been trying
No,
to go.
go ahead.
But anyway, Jesus said, I
The
will
spirit is
come.
compelling you to stay, sister.
Jesus said, I will come like a thief in the night.
That's right.
Right, he's coming like a thief in the night, and this is how he coming. This is literally saying.
Okay,
when-
but that's the Old Testament.
This is the Old Testament
Versus
future.
the New Testament.
This is future
And
prophecy,
it's
sister.
basically saying the same thing.
It's saying the same thing,
Okay.
exactly.
But Jesus don't say anything about pork.
So, that's what I'm saying. You gotta finish. Let me reading.
I gotta go. You know what? No. I really gotta go.
For
Because-
by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh,
You know that's how the Jesus Christ is coming back.
and the slain of the Lord shall be many. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh.
Eating what?
Eating swine's flesh.
Eating what?
Eating swine's flesh.
So literally, that literally states what you said. You said it didn't say, but Jesus Christ literally said when he comes back, he's going to slay everybody who had the swine in their mouth. So if you eat a swine in the last days, and we know the fire when he coming back with the whirlwind, he's
Nobody
coming
knows
back.
when the last day.
And we go
Nobody
to.
knows.
We don't know what the last days. We do got signs though, man. Go to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13.
Well, the only sign I know is that he will come in like a thief in the night.
It's more signs than that, sister.
You know,
It's
I mean,
more signs. You got to go to Luke, Mark, John. Hey, he tells us when he's coming back. Continue, read that for me.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure,
Start at 3.
so like, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
So he literally going to tell us what is the signs of the end of the world. If this is not a mystery, the Most High is not going to just put something in the forefront and not give you the right to the keys. I mean the keys to the lock.
So what you're saying is, when Jesus comes back, it's definitely going to be the end of the world.
It's going to be the end of the world.
Okay.
It's going to be the end of the world. So he gave us signs.
And then what?
And then he's gonna plead with all flesh, just like Isaiah said. He's gonna put everything back into I should say in righteousness. That's his whole
But isn't
plan.
there going to be a new world?
It's gonna be the new world. It's gonna be a new kingdom. We know that. He's gonna rule.
Be here on earth?
It's gonna be here on earth, like he said.
That's right.
Like the prayer say, the mighty prayer say.
Okay, well, I gotta go, but I gotta come back this way again. 'Cause
I didn't finish giving you the 2 commandments.
Oh, bro.
I gotta give you the 2.
Okay,
I
well,
promise you.
Okay, I'll tell you what. When I come back, give me the second one. That's how you really gotta go.
Okay,
Okay,
sister.
I'm only going across the street. I'll be right back.
Okay, Lord willing.
We're waiting for one of these buses.
Okay,
And
Lord
my
willing.
people aside might catch you from one of these. So anyway, let me go finish my chores.
Okay, sister.
And I just, was just looking at all of this, and
It compelled you to come and hear what the Lord got to say to you.
I just like blackness. Okay?
Are you ready, black sister?
See that?
Are you ready?
Yes, I
Are you the color of my brother or the color of my jacket?
No,
Right, you different shades of brown, correct?
I am.
Right, so nobody on the earth is not black. Nobody on the earth.
Nobody on earth is white.
Nobody on the earth is
That's
white. You're
right.
right.
That's
It's either you red or you got melanin, which is brown.
But this is what earth is.
Now we know we Israelites, sister.
Right.
We
I
Israelites.
gotta, I've never called myself that.
But you are Israelite, sister.
Okay, I just gotta get used to it.
Yeah, you might not know, but all praise to the Most High, sister. Lord willing, you can come back here and get some more commandments, so you could get to the kingdom of heaven, sister.
Right.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Are you sure, sister? Get Matthew 22 and 14. Are you sure, sister? You a sinner? Sinners don't get the kingdom of heaven. No, they don't. Where's that at in the scriptures? Because the Most High said this.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 14.
Revelation 22 and 14.
You know what? We all sin. You sin.
This is the book
I
of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life,
Do they have what?
that they may have right to the tree of life.
So blessed is he that do his commandments. Yeah, we all do sin. Yeah, all our righteousness is filthy as rags. But ultimately, we striving for perfection. Like how should I say? Strive for perfection. Don't fall short.
I love y'all, but please, when the black women have all these kids and no husband,
Right.
because you just never take a body. Now, what is she gonna do? Okay? What is she gonna do? She's gonna eat pork.
She shouldn't.
Well, she's gonna do it because it's cheap.
Let me get second Maccabees chapter 7 and verse
That's
1.
what she's gonna do. Okay? Everybody that I know that came from the South ate pork.
Give me first.
And I gotta go. I'll
Sister,
be back.
I gotta answer your questions. Give me first Maccabees chapter 1 and verse. You got second Maccabees.
I just have to.
Okay. Bring this out.
I just have to say.
This the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7 to verse 1. And it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh.
So this woman has 7 children, right? Just like you were saying. Hey, the woman, she had children. Hey, what's gonna happen? She can't afford. She don't have a man in the house. What's gonna happen?
And were tormented with scourges and whips.
Hey, so they was torment trying to eat swine flesh and scourges. They was beat
But one of them that spake
by the so-called white king, by the so-called white man.
Salakia. But one of them that spake first said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die.
And they ready to die. They not gonna eat pork for nothing. I'm not gonna touch a pork for nothing. When I come back to the Most High, I'm not touching pork because He said it's defiled.
That's right.
Give me first Maccabees chapter 1 and I believe 54. I'm not mistaken. Finish up.
We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
So hey, we not gonna transgress our Father, which is the Most High Yahweh.
Right.
We not doing that. We gonna say hell no. I'm a starve. If I gotta drink water and eat sugar bread all day, I'm gonna drink water and eat sugar bread all day. If I gotta drink water every day of my life until the Most High come back, that's what we gonna do. Bring this out, King.
That's right. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, and verse 60.
Yep.
At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women.
They what?
They put to death certain women
They put to death certain women. This is so-called white men. That's why we should never trust a white man.
that had caused their children to be circumcised. And they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them.
Jump down to 62.
Howbeit, many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing.
So not to eat what?
Not to eat any unclean thing.
Because when you go to Leviticus chapter 1 on down, it literally states everything that's unclean. So they say, oh, I'm not going to eat nothing that's unclean. Continue on.
Wherefore, they chose rather to die.
They chose what?
They chose rather to die.
They chose to rather to die, to eat anything unclean. That's pork, that's crab, that's shrimp, that's lobster, and that's oysters. That's continuing on. Dog, rat, mouse, that's all that.
That they might not be defiled with meats.
So they not be defiled with meats, because all meats is not the same. Every meat is not like the chicken.
That's right.
Pork is not chicken. Pork is not lamb. It's definitely not lamb. You know, so we gotta understand. So what if the woman, ultimately, that's going to the curses that the Most High put up on us? Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 64, King. Okay, sister. Hey, your spirit keeps bringing you back, sister. It's okay. No, it's okay. You don't have to be rude. All praises to the Most High. It's the Most High. Right, because it's a sin. Because what do you know what sin is? Get 1 John chapter 3 and 4. Let's get it.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
So if you transgress against the law, you're sinning. Read that again for the sister.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
So if you commit a sin, you transgress also the law.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So the sin is the transgression of the law, sister. So if you're eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, you will be in sin. If you got pants on as a woman, you in sin.
That's right.
If you don't have fringes on, you in sin.
If you don't love your brother, if you don't love your sister like you love yourself, you in sin. That's ultimately what it is. So it's a lot of things that we don't know that's sin, and we be in sin. And the most perfect person that you think in the world, he probably in sin. You know, because ultimately we know by the Bible, and we know what's good and what's evil. You know, and ultimately that's what the Most High put into place for us.
Teach our.
That's right. You know, Lord willing, the elder sister was hearkening. You know, and you know, the spirit. How you doing, King?
How you doing, man? How you
Buddy, you got your Bible ready.
For sure.
How you feeling? You got any questions, King?
Man, I'm gonna listen for right now.
How you doing, sister? You got a minute to hear the words of the Bible? All praise. You got a minute for the words of the Lord, King? Okay, all praise to the Most High. All right, let's get let me get 2 Maccabees chapter 15 and 18. Sorry, right, chapter 58 and
Chapter 15 and verse 16. Take this holy sword.
What?
Take this holy sword.
What is that holy sword? Literally, you know, in this time in the Maccabees, we know it's actually a sword. But in this time, we're picking up the Bible. We're picking up the Apocrypha. Are we picking up the King James 16:11? We doing what?
A gift from God with the which thou shalt wound the adversaries.
So, this is a gift that will wound the adversary. They don't like when we pick up the Bible and teach the word. They don't like when we doing this and coming to each part of the city teaching the words of the Lord. They don't understand why these thugs on the corners with Bibles. They don't understand why these young brothers is out here teaching the word now. Young brothers at 16, and on up, they teaching the word mighty. Why the older men, they coming back to the fold and building themselves back up. They don't understand it.
Thus being well comforted by the words of Judas, which were very good, and able to stir them up to valor.
Because all these words gonna stir us up. From Genesis all the way to Revelation, these words gonna stir us up. Like the brother always say, stir up our memory in this thing. Get us back into that mode of protecting our people at any means necessary. At any means necessary, we're gonna protect our people, and that's what it's all about. Because that's what the so-called white man hate. The Edomites hate when the so-called black man stand up for his people.
That's right.
They want to shoot us down. They want to knock us off our square. They want to do everything, wicked towards us. But the Most High say, if it's of the Most High, you can't overthrow us. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna continue pushing this word, because that's what it's all about. Okay?
And to encourage the hearts of the young men.
To what?
And to encourage the hearts of the young men.
And we encouraging all the young men, even the older elders. We encouraging everybody, because ultimately, we all babes in this thing. We all young children, and we all young children trying to come back to the Most High, because we don't know nothing. We don't know a damn thing, even being in the truth and teaching on this side. We still learning. My brother still sharpening my sword. My brother still sharpening my sword. And I'm sharpening their sword through the Spirit. That's what it's all about. And we need to come back to that memory and coming back to the Lord wholeheartedly. Not going back to rapping and selling drugs, trapping, and doing all this wicked nonsense, because that's not real wisdom. Because ultimately, real wisdom is what? Keeping the law, statutes, commandments.
That's right. They determined not to pitch camp, but courageously to set upon them, and manifoldly to try the matter by conflict.
That's what we doing. We doing everything by conflict. Yeah, it's gonna be times. We at peace right now. We know we at peace right now, but this is terrifying to the white man. That's right. They don't like seeing this. So, but what we gonna pitch tent anywhere we gonna go? That's right. We gonna go to Oakland. We gonna go to Richmond. We gonna go to Martinez. We gonna go to Sac. We gonna go to LA. We gonna go all the way across the East Coast. We gonna go over abroad. We gonna go abroad. We everywhere now. The brothers is out here teaching the word everywhere in the four corners of the earth. And we not scared of nothing. That's right. We ready. Our swords are sharpened.
That's right.
Continue.
Right. Because the city and the sanctuary and the temple were in danger. For the care that they took of their wives and their children, their brethren and kinsfolks was in least account with them.
What?
Was in least account with them. But the greatest and principal fear was for the holy temple.
It was for what?
For the holy temple.
It was for the holy temple. Hey, everything we do is for what? Building back our nation up. It's ultimately building back our nation up. Let me see this, King. Get 50, let me get this real quick. 51 and 23, King. So that's what it's all about. It's building our nation up, so like it, King. It's all about building our nation up. And that's what the whole thing is about. Yeah, we got children, we got family. We gonna protect them. And they part of the nation. They part of the temple. And we here to build our temple up, because who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? Nobody here is bold enough to do it. Get Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 1 at the top, King. Because nobody's gonna do it. We got all these men. We had all these men, so-called Martin Luther King. We had Marcus Garvey. We had Malcolm X. Hey, the Northern Kingdom had what's his name?
Cesar
Chavez. Come on, we had all these people and plethora of other people. You know, they had even the El Fox, or they call him El Zorro. Right. They even had him going against the so-called Spaniards. So, hey, we always had men, but ultimately what? These men has been cut down, and ultimately they wasn't of the Lord at the end of the day. Bring this out, King.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him.
So I can, Isaiah 3 1, King.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, and verse 1.
Yeah, Con, that's what I want.
Con, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, and verse 1. For behold, the Lord of hosts doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water, the mighty man and the man of war,
The what?
and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient.
So the Most High took all those men away. We don't have those men set up that coming with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding no more. We can't really go to elders no more because they not teaching us the right way. Because the older gentlemen in the hood, they teaching what? The young men how to steal, rob, finesse, prostitute the women. Yeah, the big homie. I call elder in the hood. The big homie is teaching us how to do this. You know? That's what they teaching us. They're not teaching us prudence, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because that's not what they got. They even was confounded with knowledge and wisdom and understanding. They only go on what they know as well. You know, but that all been stripped from us during slavery time. During all these precedent moments in our history.
And I will give children to be their princes.
Will do what?
And I will give children to be their princes. And babes shall rule over them.
So what?
And babes shall rule over them.
We got babes ruling over us. Literally, a young man is trying to tell a old man what to do. We got no men that's built up. Get Songs of Solomon chapter 8, in verse 8. We don't have these men that got wisdom, knowledge, and understand. If you're a babe, that means you desire that sincere milk.
That's right.
You're not built up to teach a nation how to move.
Right.
You're not built up to teach a nation how to maneuver in his lifetime. And ultimately, we despise that. You got it, King? Yeah, come.
This is the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 8, and verse 8.
Bring it out.
We have a little sister.
We have what?
We have a little sister. And she hath no breast.
She have what?
And she hath no breast.
Meaning she have no knowledge and wisdom and understanding. She a babe. Hey, brother, you got 5 minutes to hear the words of the Lord? Hey, brother with the sweats. Hey, brother with the sweats. You got 5 minutes to hear the words of the Lord? Come here, brother. Check us out. You got 5 minutes for the word. You don't believe? Why you don't believe? Come talk to us. State your cause. Why you don't believe in our Lord, man? Continue on, King.
What shall we do for our sister in the day when she shall be spoken for?
So at the day shall she be spoken for. So if they babes, how they teaching us? How they being rulers over many nations? How they teaching the older men or the elder statesmen? Teaching them.
Right.
You can't a babe can't teach a person nothing. Because when they babes, how they teaching anybody something when they haven't even digest milk? They can't even taste honey. You can't taste honey because we know, if you really go to the science of honey, they can't. If babies have honey, they could kind of die in this thing. They literally gotta go to the hospital. They can't break down meat. They can't break down nothing. So that's all part of the scriptures. If you got to digest the milk first and then be built up and to be able to digest honey, bread, steak and lamb.
That's right.
That's what it's all about. Read this out, King.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 51, verse 23.
Bring it out.
Draw near unto me, ye unlearn.
He said what?
Draw near unto me, ye unlearn.
Hey, draw near unto me, ye unlearn. So everybody that's unlearned of our people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, hey, draw unto the Most High. Don't draw unto us. We ain't nobody up here. We just want to speak the words of the truth. Because ultimately the truth gonna set you free. Come on, sister, you got 5 minutes to hear the words of the Lord, sister? 5 minutes. You do got. Okay, that's it, sister. All praises to the Most High. Continue on.
And dwell in the house of learning.
Hey,
Well, where?
And dwell in the house of learning.
Well, in the house of learning. Hey, come gather. Come see what the words are saying. Because we not gonna speak our own words. We're gonna speak thus at the Lord, and hopefully, and Lord willing, hey, your mind be renewed.
That's right.
And been washed with the word, word.
Teach, y'all.
And that's what it's all about, is building our nation back up and having them draw to us, hey, so we could get up out of this captivity. Continue on.
Wherefore are ye slow? And what say ye of these things? Seeing your souls are very thirsty.
Hey, see, your souls are very thirsty. Brother, you got 5 minutes to hear the words of the Lord, brother? Hey, brother, come check this out. Check this out. Come. Continue on.
I opened my mouth and said, buy her for yourselves without money.
Hey, buy herself without no money. Hey, come to us. Hey, this is gonna come out for free. We're not gonna charge you for a damn thing. We don't have a collection play up here saying, hey, put $1 in it. Hey, we don't want your money. We want your time. And we want you to hearken unto the words of the Lord. We don't want nothing else. We don't want nothing. We want your time. We want your soul to come back to the Most High, because that's what it's all about. Continue on, King.
Verse 26. Put your neck under the yoke.
Put your what?
Put your neck under the yoke. And let your soul receive instruction.
Let your soul receive instruction. Hey, come hear the Lord. Hey, understand what you shouldn't do and what you should do. Right. And show you how to move. Because ultimately, that's what the scripture's all about. Give me Psalms 119 and verse 99. Hey, that's what the scriptures is all about. Hey, show you how to maneuver in this captivity. Because ultimately, nothing's new under the sun. We know that. Read that out.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 119 and verse 99.
Bring it out.
I have more understanding than all my teachers, for thy testimonies are my meditation.
Go to 105.
105. The word is a lamp unto my feet.
I like it. Hey, brother with the crutches. Come check us out, King. You got the Burberry jacket. Continue on, King.
And a light unto my path.
Start at the top.
Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. I have sworn, and I will perform it.
Hey, so he said, hey, the word is the light to my feet, and to my path in this thing. And that's how we got to be in this thing, to show us how to maneuver, to show us how to move in this thing. Continue on, King.
She is hard at hand to find.
hey,
So wisdom is hard to find. Hey,
right.
wisdom is not going to just come to you and say, here, I'm wisdom. Come check me out. No, wisdom's going to, hey, pride with you. Hey, give me Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1 and 14, I believe. Let's see. 4 and 17.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways,
First, you're going to walk with him at crooked ways.
and bring fear and dread upon him.
And bring what?
And bring fear and dread upon him.
Hey, that's what wisdom gonna do. Hey, fear is not gonna just come to you easily. It's gonna come with hardship. It's gonna come with you trying to change. Because ultimately, hey, a lot of our people don't want to change in the society. They want to stay the same. They want to be the same person they was in 2008. You gotta grow. You gotta show prudence and showing that you're getting nourished in this thing, showing that you're growing. Just like a tree. A tree is never gonna stay the same. A tree is gonna it's gonna be a little sprout.
Right.
Well, start from a seed, then become a sprout. Then it's gonna eventually get everything that it needs: the roots, the branches, leaves. Then it falls off, and in fall season, and then it comes back in spring.
That's right.
It's changing. It's constantly changing. And even the landscape of in the world, nothing stays the same. Continue on, King.
Right.
And torment him with her discipline.
And what?
And torment him with her discipline.
Because you got to be disciplined in this thing.
Until she may trust his soul.
To what?
Until she may trust his soul.
Because wisdom not gonna trust everybody. Like I said, wisdom is hard to find. So it's not gonna just come to you easily. You gotta really be trusted. Yeah, you may hear, yeah, you may hearken, but are you really gonna be diligent? Are you really gonna be a prudent and trying to be studious and try to build yourself up in this thing? Come on, sister. I thought you said 5 minutes. Okay.
And try him by her laws.
Hey, try what?
And try him by her laws.
Hey, that's literally the spirit manifests into that, you know? Hey, that's the Most High really showed that. Hey, the sister said, hey, I'm gonna come back, hey, and listen, hey, are you gonna be disciplined? Are you gonna receive instruction? Right. Hey, she said, man. I'm gonna hop in my little car, right, and I'm gonna dip up out of here. Hey, I hear it. She said, I'm hearing from afar.
Let me continue.
You get your piece, okay?
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me.
You said what?
Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me.
Hey, brother in the yellow, you got 5 minutes to the words of the Lord, King? 5 minutes, King. Just 5. Okay. Our King, you being Israelite, need to repent and keep the commandments.
I called upon God.
What?
I called upon God. And the spirit of wisdom came to me.
And the spirit of what?
And the spirit of wisdom came to me.
See, that's ultimately how you get wisdom. And you just can't receive wisdom. And ultimately, if you crying unto the Most High, that means you praying. And if you praying and you in sin because you don't know that you in sin, how the Most High gonna hear you? Because we know He don't hear sinners.
That's right.
Angels, they blocking that thing up there. That thing is not getting to Michael the archangel or Uri the archangel at all. That's not even passing the threshold. Come hear the words of the Lord. All praises. Hey, that prayer ain't getting up there, man. That thing is being slapped down as soon as it even touched the blue sky. Yeah. How you doing? That's good. Do you believe in the Bible?
I don't have my Bible with me, but I'm a mother of Rockaway.
Okay, you do believe though, right?
Oh yes.
All praises. So, do you know who we be in the Bible?
You're a missionary.
You're a missionary. I should ask you, what is your ethnicity, your nationality?
Afro-American. What?
Afro-American, black. Do you find black or Afro-American in the Bible?
Yeah, you do.
You do?
But a lot of people don't recognize it.
Okay, what is it? Tell me. Well, tell us. We want to hear.
Yeah.
We hearken.
Okay, some people from out here in California, a lady told me 2 weeks ago that I was Hebrew. I'm not Hebrew.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
You don't believe that? You don't believe you're Hebrew?
They haven't had the same experience. They've been through the Holocaust and all of that, but their experiences are different.
Let's snip this. Let's get Revelation chapter 2. Classic. Watch this, sister. And let's get Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 1. Bring this out.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
I know thy works.
I know thy what?
I know thy works. And tribulation. And poverty. But thou art rich.
But thou what?
But thou art rich.
So, let me ask you a question, sister. The so-called Ish men, the Jewish men in America or everywhere in the world, are they rich?
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Some of they are?
Some of them are.
They control the media, the vast majority of the media. They control majority of the infrastructures. They literally control almost everything in the world.
That's right.
Literally, they run the world literally. So, but are they in poverty? They got their own communities.
No, they're not in poverty.
They not in poverty, but the Most High said, I know thy works and thy tribulation and thy poverty, but thou art rich. But why are they rich? Because they are the children of the Most High God, right?
Right.
Continue on, King.
And I know the blasphemy.
They know that what?
And I know the blasphemy.
You know, blasphemy means a habitual liar, or just a liar that stays lying all the time, right?
Of them which say they are Jews.
What?
Of them which say they are Jews.
You know what?
And are not.
And are what?
And are not.
And are what?
And are not.
So the people that saying they are Jews, they not the Jews. That means they can't be the people that the Most High is talking about, right? So when the sister say, hey, sister, you Hebrew, you kind of should hearken to that, because you said, hey, we don't go through the things that they went through. But according to the scriptures, we fit the Bible more than they do. We fit the Jews or the Hebrew Israelites more than they do. Because if you're a Jew, you have to be an Israelite. If you're an Israelite, you got to be Hebrew. It all coincides. So bring this out, King.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61.
This is what the Israelites or the Jews went through.
Verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
So he's what?
He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
So the brokenhearted. The Jewish man, they not brokenhearted. They got everything in they want in their heart and they desire. So everything they want, they got it. What are they brokenhearted with? Only people that really coincide to it is the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American. We are the brokenhearted. We the ones that going through the welfare. Our family is disbarred. We don't have our the man is in a home. Our parents was on drugs. They never went through that. But we are brokenhearted. We don't know which way to go. We don't know if we should go right or left or go straight. We don't know. Continue, okay?
To proclaim liberty to the captives.
What?
To proclaim liberty to the captives.
They have ever in history the so-called white man or the Jewish man ever was in captivity? No, that's for us, right? We was in captivity, 1619, and the so-called Hispanics or the Latinos in the 1500s. So they were never, if the Jews of this world now have never been in captivity, how can they relate to the Bible? They can't. So when the sister say, you Hebrew sister, I think you should hearken to that, because we are Hebrew. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Read that, King.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 22.
Bring it out.
Are they Hebrews?
Uh-huh.
So am I.
Are what?
Are they Hebrews? So am I.
Are they Hebrews? So am I.
Are they Israelites?
Are they what?
Are they Israelites?
Are they what?
Are they Israelites? So am I.
Hey, so am I. So if you're a Hebrew and you're an Israelite, hey, so am I. And so are you, sister. So with that being said, sister, what do we need to do as Israelites? What is our heritage? What do we have to do to please the Most High? Do you know? All right, let's get Deuteronomy chapter 28 and start at the top. All right, yeah.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
10 and 12, Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Okay, the Most High said, what do I require of thee? What as Hebrew Israelites, what we should be doing?
But to fear the Lord thy God.
What?
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. To keep the commandments of the Lord.
To what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
We got to keep the commandments of the Lord and what?
And his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
For thy what?
For thy good.
For thy good. So that's what we should be doing. As Hebrew Israelites, as the blacks, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we should be keeping the commandments and the statutes and the laws. So, ma'am, do you know any laws, statutes, commandments? Because that's what we should be keeping as pleasing the Most High, as being Hebrew Israelites. How y'all doing?
they welcomed them with open arms,
Mhm.
and then they came around and stole their land.
And we all go through it. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we all go through the hardship. We all been through the same curses. We all living in poverty. We all living, we all been captive. We all been slaves in the cotton field. We all have the same heritage because we're the same people.
Right.
There's no difference between none of us.
At all.
But, sister, we got to do this. This is what we got to do to come back to the Most High.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
So the swine, sister, do you know what swine is? Pig. So the pig is unclean unto you. That's what the Most High just said. He said, hey, it don't properly digest its food properly. So the Most High said, hey, do away with the pig. So that's the commandment that you, as Israelites, we should be keeping.
That's right.
And that's how you please the Most High. That's how you show the Most High love, if you keep His commandments. Continue on.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are not unclean to you.
So they unclean. Continue on.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
So everything in the waters, the Most High going to explain what we should eat and not eat. Continue on.
Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters.
So if they have fins and scales in the waters, we could partake in it. So what don't have fins and scales that our people like eating? In the waters. Shrimp, crab, lobster, right? Oysters, clams,
That's right.
and calamari, fried octopus.
That's right.
So that's all our people trying to eat. So talking about is delicacy. But the Most High God said, hey, if it comes out the water, it have to have fins and scales. So mainly we only supposed to be eating fish, but not all fish. Of course, catfish we shouldn't eat because it's also a bottom feeder as well. Catfish don't have scales. So, hey, we got to eat things that's clean that the Most High gave to us. And that's all part of the law. The Most High literally divide the laws up into, I believe, 5 parts. You got the moral law, you got the civil law, you got the dietary law, you know, and so on. And that's how we supposed to conduct ourselves.
I've enjoyed being with y'all, but I left my granddaughter in Florida.
Okay, ma'am. Hey, but ma'am, remember, you are a Hebrew Israelite. Remember, keep the commandments.
That's right.
Get your Bible and start from Genesis, ma'am. No, she said she got one at the house.
That's right.
She said she got one at the house, low one, and she crack it open. Nah, we're willing at the NIV. Get Job. I remember we was holding Job chapter 8 and 8. Let's get that real quick. Because a lot of our people don't understand that we gotta come back to the Most High, man. We gotta come back to our heritage. We gotta come back to our people. We gotta come back to our history.
This is the book of Job, chapter 8, verse 8.
Bring it out.
For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
Inquire what?
Inquire, Salakia. Inquire of thee, Salakia. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
We gotta acquire thee of the former age. You know, we gotta come back to our history. Like they say in the world, if you don't know where you've been, how you know where you're going? Your past dictates your future.
Bring that out.
And that's in everything. Who you are and where you've been is ultimately how you will be in the future. Because a lot, that's what us. They be like, hey, go to therapy or go to this, go to that. Because a lot of traumatic experiences that you went through. It's like, why you think like that, brother, or why you think like that, sister?
Right.
It's because the things that you happened in the past. So why don't matter in the world of just living life? We gotta inquire the things of the old. We gotta inquire the things of the past to understand where we're going.
Teach y'all.
Because that's the mindset that we in.
That's right.
Hey, brother, what's your nationality? What's your nationality? Argentina? Come talk to us. Come talk to us. Come check it out. Come on. Cinco. Un momento.
Uno minuto, por favor.
Can I get it? Come on. Talk to us, brothers. No, hey, I got my brother right here. Poquito. See that? You gotta get you, brothers. You gotta bring back that fold.
Right.
Hey, go to Finish that out, King.
And prepare thyself to search of their fathers.
Prepare thyself to search up the fathers. Hey, start at the top for me, King. So,
Job 8 and 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
Prepare thy search of thy fathers. And that's what we got to do. You can't just be winging it, man. Why we winging it when we got a whole history book?
Right.
We got a whole constitution. We got a whole a way of living. We got mighty men that people trying to act like. They really act like they King David. They act like they even our wicked kings. They try to act like our wicked kings. You know? Why are we not trying to take hold of what's ours? And that's the beautiful thing. We have our history book. Because we don't. If you ask anybody in the world what happened before 1619, or I'll ask the so-called African American, what happened before 1619? They can't tell you.
At all.
They gonna tell you, we came from Africa, West Coast. They probably know, West Coast of Africa, but they too oblivious of that. They too oblivious of where they even came and got us from. But we got to be circumspect of where we going or where we been, so we know where we going. And we going to Lord willing, we all going to the kingdom. And Lord willing, that's why the Most High set things up. So we could come back. He sent men, renowned men that started in the 1960s to come back and start bringing the fold in.
That's right.
And now in 2023, it's still kicking and rocking. You got Israelites on every corner in the world teaching and preaching. We got brothers with diverse tongues teaching and preaching. That's what it's all about. Bringing back in the fold. If I can't get them, the brother with the different tongue gonna get them. You can't get around it. We gonna use that. We gonna use the little tongue we got to get you, like the brother. Un momento, por favor. Brother, got 5 minutes to hear the words of the Lord, brother. Just 5 minutes, King. Okay, calm. I'll say it's King. Lord willing, you come back, King. Lord willing.
She speak 100% Spanish.
Hey, kind all praises. All praises. See, diverse tongue. The little ones being brought up. Hey, that's, she probably going to the all Spanish school speaking the Spanish. That's why they be doing that. But let me get Sirach chapter 48 and 18, no 15.
The book of Sirach, 48 and 11. Blessed are they that saw thee and slept in love, for we shall surely live. Elias it was who was covered with a whirlwind, and Elias was filled with his spirit. That's right.
That's what it's about. And we cover in the spirit. And when Elijah got taken out, Elisha, he wanted that same spirit. And Lord willing, he pushed that spirit out to the people. Cause that's what it's all about. We don't want to hide all this wisdom in a bushel. We want to disperse this wisdom abroad so everybody can get this, so we can get the hell out of here. That's right. And because it's not all about us. It's not. It's nothing. Nothing is profitable for being a person with all this wisdom. Hey sisters. Hey, sisters. Sister with the basket. Sister with the red scarf. Hey, I know y'all, we got a microphone. I know you hear me. Hey, brother, you got 5 minutes to the words of the Lord, brother? Are you working? Or come. Security man. Come. Hey, read that again, King.
Verse Sirach 48 and 11. Blessed are they that saw thee and slept in love. For
it's like a King. Sister, got 5 minutes to hear the words of the Lord? Sister, 5 minutes to hear the words of the Lord, sister? Come, all praises to the Most High. You got time for the Lord? Come, all praises to the Most High. Oh no, we don't play about the Lord. That's one thing we don't play about. Right. Lord willing, we don't never play about the Lord. That's right. So you do believe in the scriptures, right? Okay, ma'am. Do you know what is your ethnicity? Your nationality? Black. Are you sure now? Are you sure you're the color of your trench coat? You different shades of brown, right? You different shades of brown, right? Can you come up? I could barely hear you. Yeah, I could barely. What she said? Yeah, I just can't hear you. You can keep the mouth in. I just can't hear you. That's okay, man. What you were saying again? I'm sorry. I could barely hear you. I was saying, are you the same color as your jacket?
Oh no, this is different shade.
Yeah, that's a whole different color. That's brown. You just look brown to me. We're the same color. I'm brown. Well, ultimately, nobody on the earth is brown. I mean, black. Everybody's either different shades of brown, lighter brown, or darker brown. Right. Or you'll be red or pink.
Well, people say black.
Right.
It's shaded dark.
Okay.
And if your skin is light,
They call themselves white.
see the lightness, but you know what it comes from.
Yeah, we know. We ultimately know that the so-called white man comes from a black mother, and so-called black mother and black father. A man with two people with melanin. When you go to Genesis chapter 25, it states that.
The only thing I knew about that was back in the 60s, the early 60s,
Okay, I mean, right. Let me ask you this: in 1619, what were we called? Were we called black? Because I'm pretty sure we was called colored, and then Negro, and then Afro American, and then black, and then African American in the 80s.
Well, we don't know really in the 60s, because I think about
In the 60s, I believe colored.
in the 14th century, I remember
In-
they
the 60s.
started a lot of records.
You're right.
Like it was a whole tribe of people from Choctaw area.
Right.
That's why, just like
Right.
and it's
48. First key.
hearing about now.
First
It
night
was
was 48.
Cherokee.
348.
Now the Cherokee is red,
Right.
mostly, but some of them is dark too.
Right.
Well, that was in Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
And Mississippi it was Choctaw.
Right.
Now he was dark and
Okay. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. So,
okay, now there was 5 civilized tribes.
right. Okay.
Now the 5 civilized tribes. Tennessee, and they were in what you call this place? Tennessee.
Oklahoma.
No, Mississippi.
I know they had in Oklahoma, Tennessee,
I don't
South
know, but
Dakota.
You know what to look for if you're looking for something.
Right. So let's go with that. Let's go with that. Now,
When it got to South Dakota, it wasn't 5 civilized tribes.
right.
It was 5 civilized tribes that they called them, and they were chiefs and heads and the first ones and all of that.
Right.
But they were all in the other states too, but they weren't like that.
Right.
Now, you know what I got to do my son? I know I'm gonna catch up with you guys.
Now we're not gonna always be here. We're not gonna always be here.
You be somewhere else.
Well, we don't know where you might be. You might be across the city, across the state, across the world. But while we here, let me say something, sister. While we here, with that being said, do you find any of those nationalities in the Bible? Out of all the nationalities you said, the Cherokee, the Choctaw, the Choctaw, do you find any of those nations in the Bible?
Well, if you read,
I'm here to tell you, you can't find them
the
nowhere.
last chapter in the Bible, you will understand a lot of things about yourself and your neighbor and all of that.
Now we got to read the whole thing to understand what's going on.
Yeah, I know you have to read the whole thing.
Got to hit the
but
old road,
how
not
do you-
just
yeah, but
Revelations.
how do you ever get the whole thing?
You properly. Hey, get Psalms 111 and 10. This is how we get the whole thing.
You know what? They want to prevent me from reading the Bible because I'm native.
Right. But now we can read though. But we not. We got it.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
Good understanding is all they that keep the commandments. So if you don't understand, that means you don't keep the commandments. If you read Revelation chapter 22 on down, the last page, hey, how can you understand what's going on prior to that? Right. So, but